Hi, hello. Welcome to Dear PB, a podcast where we hopefully help you become a better speedrunner, but probably won't. I'm Corva May, but you can call me May, or she, or her.
I'm Swoos. You can call me SWC, or he, or they.
And joining us from I forgot to ask before we recorded this where Kingdom Bridge of Spirits takes place.
The bridge.
The bridge! Joining us from the bridge. It's Logic. Logic, how you doing?
Hello, I am doing great. I'm excited to be here. Hopefully I can do the best I can to put on a show.
Feel free to start whenever you like.
Alright, I'll start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Our server's actually like super in time today. It's very strange. I'm not used to this. But yeah, so this is a podcast where you people send us some questions, and then we ask them to our guest, and then we answer them. And it's also about speedrunning sometimes. Sometimes it's about horses. We like to do a little bit of everything.
We're a variety podcast.
We are a variety podcast. We keep adding
Where
more
will I go
tags.
today?
What subject will we deep dive in today? I'm excited.
Exactly. But why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself for the benefit of the listener?
So yeah, hi. I have been speedrunning for I think 4 years. Oh god, a couple of years now. I have a lot of fun meeting with lots of people from the community. In the Kino scene too, there's been a lot of great people. I'm a programmer, so I'm a bit of a nerd. I enjoy like numbers and stuff, so timers and speed and the kind of time save is always super interesting to me. That's why I love speedrunning so much. That and speedrunning is going fast is real fun.
I always forget how pretty this game is. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but yeah, we have a bunch of questions slated
We
for this week. Some of them are ones we hadn't get to before, and I'll actually start with one of those, and that is Dear PB. SGDQ is just around the corner. Can you help a newbie with the submission process to a big event like GDQ and potentially some differences from other small marathons I've done? Any general tips? From Manic Marathoner. Now, at the time of recording, GDQ submissions have been closed for approximately 17 hours. And also, at the time that this releases, they will be even further closed. So, our bad on that one. We recorded before this was sent in. But we'll still answer it anyways because there are.
Let's pretend this is for AGDQ 2023.
Exactly. unless this SGDQ is the last one. Unless it goes the way of E3, which would be not great. A moment of silence for E3.
Honestly.
All right, moving on. So I've not been in a GDQ myself.
I've been to one. I haven't been in one.
So
do we know anybody who has been in a GDQ?
I don't know. We could get Etchy on.
Oh, we could get Etchy on. We already did get Etchy on.
Oh man.
And he didn't answer this question because we didn't ask it. So
Well, I went on the Diet GDQ, which was online only. Being British kind of hinders me, but at least for me, the process was obviously you submit your run, kind of fluff it a little bit, make it look appealing, and normally not being an ass in the submission and just kind of explaining things well will give you a good shot.
Yeah, I feel like the process isn't that different than other marathons, other than like the GDQ submission process is like a little bit nicer because they have the website and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess there's the other question of, do you make a dedicated submission video to GDQ, or do you just put in your PB or another marathon run?
I always just submit other marathon runs because I'm lazy. And then when I don't get in, I go, how could this have happened?
Oh my god.
I didn't put any effort in, but this is messed up.
It definitely depends on the magnitude of runs. If you're only submitting like 3 runs, then having dedicated videos, kind of acting like how you would act on the at the event, normally do well, just so they know what to expect from you.
Yeah, which I feel like a marathon submission kind of does that in a lot of ways.
You're basically proving that you can both play the game well and play it in a marathon well, so be able to commentate it and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it kind of
Granted-
both of them kind of do cover the same bases.
None of the three of us are on the selection committee for GDQ, but if we were, that's what I would say.
Yeah. I mean, I've been on games committees for smaller marathons,
Same.
and I feel like it's a bit different for smaller marathons because you have kind of like the same people submitting every time, so you get to know them in a sense. So I know for me, I usually just submit my PBs because I kind of feel like people generally know at least who I am and know I'm not like a bad person. And I'm not gonna like make the marathon look bad, hopefully. But I do recognize that for people that don't know who I am, it's like, all right, well, they're just submitting their PB.
On the
How can they
topic of,
commentate?
Quick segue on the topic of making the marathon look bad. Quick reminder that we do have a live show on Saturday that you should check out. Wait, that's coming out. This is coming out after that.
Yeah, if you're listening to this on the day it was recorded or the day it was released, it was 2 days ago, and it was really good or bad depending on
it was
how you
edited
feel
after
about
the fact. It was very good.
It was great.
And you should go watch it now.
Watch the VOD is probably up.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the VOD's not
Totally.
up, then you should remember to watch it.
You should have watched it 2 days ago, is what
You
we're
should
saying.
have watched. You should have been there in person.
Yeah. And if you were there, thank you.
Thank you for being there. You're our favorite.
And then watch
if you
the
weren't
VOD
there,
anyway.
you're also our favorite. It's okay. Travel's expensive. We get it.
That's true.
But there's a real question that I totally derailed from. Yeah, the pharmacy got delayed on my medication, so this is just going to be an episode like that, you know?
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, it's super fun.
And if you like episodes like that, you'll like our bonus episodes.
I thought you were saying if you like episodes like that, go like sabotage my pharmacy.
Go delay them further.
Oh, good. But yeah, tips, I guess, from having been on marathon committees that aren't as big, which is not really what the question asker asked, but
It
it's
kind of is.
what I can more speak to. One thing that I do recommend, because I have had to reject runs for it before, is don't say slurs.
Yeah. Don't submit.
Don't submit.
Don't
Yeah.
submit PBs or whatever with you talking poorly about other people or
Yeah, I guess if you're
groups of
gonna do
people.
that on your stream, then I guess it's nice that you put it in your PB or in your submission so that we know to not accept you.
Yeah,
but,
it does properly capture who you are.
yeah.
In a bad way.
It's crazy
but-
when I see submissions like that, and it's just like, really?
Yep, I've seen that a couple times from the same people, and it's like you should probably learn, but okay.
I think
Yeah.
the key to it is obviously doing like a pre-recorded run, just like commentating and everything, and then the secret as well is if you want to submit it to more than one marathon, you can use the same VOD. And you know that's going to be like PG friendly or like marathon friendly, so you can just mass send that. So
That's what I've done in the past.
Do it like a cover letter where like you just change like who you're referring to, and it's just like, hi, this is my submission my marathon submission for Games Done Quick 2022.
It's like really poorly edited into, like it doesn't match the lip sync at all.
Exactly. Oh, that'd actually be really funny.
This is my speedrun cover letter.
If you want to get into Velocity Online, do that. That's what I'm telling you right now, because I'll watch that and I'll be like, oh, that's hilarious. And then everybody else will be like, they didn't put any real effort in. They just changed it. And I'm like, I know, it's so funny. They're playing to my standards, and that's more important.
Exactly. But yeah, I like the main differences between GDQ and a smaller marathon is it's going to be a lot harder to get into GDQ because there's like 15 times the people submitting than like a smaller one. And the standard of run that they take is kind of a bit higher.
Yeah.
So
like you don't have I don't want people I don't want to like come off as being discouraging, because like, you absolutely do not have to be like the tippity toppity top of your game to get into GDQ. It is more in all marathons. It is always more important to be entertaining than it is to be the world record holder.
Yeah. But
If you can do both, then that also works. You can get Kena Bridge of Spirits in then. But
Oh.
As someone who's seen a game get into a smaller marathon where the estimate was 5 times the length of the world record.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. You should have played the game first.
Yeah, but you don't need to be top 5 in the game to submit to any marathon. So you should be competent, but you don't need to be perfect.
Yeah, you should be competitive. I would say is a good bar.
Yeah.
I mean,
not even necessarily like tippity top run competitive, but just like your leaderboard time is one that people would be like, yeah, it's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Because like my Oras is my most played game, my most run game, right? And my Oras time is like 4 minutes behind world record, but it's like a solid run.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've submitted hat in time to many marathons when I'm only like, right now I'm 15th, but I've submitted it when I was like top 30, and that's good enough.
Also, 15th in hat in time is like very good. That board is like 1,000 times on it.
I think in general you have to be semi-competent and like give a rat's ass actually like trying to make it a good run. If you do both, then you're fine. Like no one's gonna have a go at you. But if you have neither, then
that's like the real like metric is like, did you clearly like put in time?
Yeah.
To actually like learn the run and stuff. If so, then you have a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like a general marathon for GDQ, they have the luxury of being very selective.
Mm-hmm.
But again, being entertaining still more important than anything else. So if you're like the top runner and you don't talk, you're not going to get into GDQ.
You'll need to have a banger commentary couch.
Yeah, and if you are the kind of person who doesn't want to talk, like that's not really your like that doesn't appeal to you, then you absolutely like my recommendation for you is find commentators and do a pre-recorded commentary thing. And like it is always impressive also for smaller marathons when people do that. I guess that's a little insider info that I'll tell you is like whenever I get a submission for a marathon that I'm on and they like recorded like a professional looking commentary track like submission over it, like it does feel very impressive. I'm like, wow, you put time into our small marathon. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, don't submit a game that was just at the last GDQ.
Yeah.
Or don't submit the same category that was at the last GDQ. Obviously the same game, unless it's like Super Metroid, which is in every event. But
no, they like stopped doing it every time.
That's true.
Because I think they realized that like maybe after having it at 45 events in a row.
I was looking at some stats, and Super Metroid has had a run at a GDQ 29 times.
Yeah,
or 28 times.
That checks
That's
out.
A lot.
That's a lot.
And like a majority of those are 80% or 100% or whatever.
What's the second most?
Super Mario World.
That would be my guess too. But like also Mario World has so many different like kaizos and things you can do for
and
it
you
too.
have the passes and stuff. All right, so top 5 real quick.
Okay, I want to guess.
First is Super Metroid 28. Second is Super Mario World 26. The next 3 all have had 24 games, 24 runs.
Mario 64?
No, that is at 23.
Okay, well, screw me, I guess. All right, let me think. Like, what are some other like big Mega Man?
No,
one of them.
Nope. Mega Man X has had the most with only 16.
Frick. I feel like I've seen so many. Is there a Pokemon? Is there a Pokemon up there? No, because Pokemon's too varied. I would think. Yeah.
Pokemon Red and Blue has had 12.
Yeah, because Pokemon gets like has so many different games that like.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't expect that. What other game series are there?
You got
Zelda.
You got a lot of
Link to the Past.
Yes, that's one of them.
Yeah. That's a game.
It does exist.
Is there another Metroid?
No, there's another Zelda. Okay.
There's another Zelda? Ocarina of Time?
Yep.
There's been that many Ocarina of Times.
There have been 24 Ocarinas of Time.
24 Ocarinas. That's so many Ocarinas.
That is a lot.
Honestly, I
And then
forgot
one more.
Ocarina of Time existed. I was so excited about Link to the Past.
The last one is also a Mario game.
Oh. Original Mario? Or Lost
Yes.
Levels? Okay.
No, it's not. It's not original. It's SMB3.
Oh, I
Oh,
was
wait,
thinking
that makes so much more sense.
SMB3 has had 24 runs as well.
makes
SMB1
sense.
has had like 16.
Okay.
So, yeah, they don't really do that as much anymore, which is nice.
no,
Except for Zelda, they have Zelda every time still, but they've
Well, I
been
mean, if you're
diversifying.
having like, but there'll always be like a couple games from a popular series. But
Yeah,
they do try
of course.
try to split out the games now. As somebody who runs Pokemon, I am acutely aware of this.
As someone who runs only indie games, nice.
Yeah, you're set.
I mean,
Can't believe I
if
forgot
my
about
game has
Ocarina of Time.
True. If my game has 2 appearances all time, it's more than sufficient.
That made you know that one meme that's like if I think it's like a messy meme. And it's like if he has 1,000 fans, then I'm one of them.
I love that.
If
Copy pasta real time.
if my wait, I forgot what you said. Hold on. If my game has 1 million submissions, then I'm one of them. If my game has 10 submissions, then I'm one of them. If my game has only 1 submission, then that is me. If my game has no submissions, that would mean I have no more on this earth. If the world is against my game, I am against. Sorry, if GDQ is against my game, I am against GDQ. I love my game to my last breath. Die-hard fan of my game. Hit like if you think my game is the best game and smart in the world.
And smart in the world. Yep.
Okay, Dear PB. Logic, you've run a variety of categories across multiple games with lengths varying from 20 minutes up to 5+ hours. Would you say it's more mentally challenging to grind the shorter categories or the longer ones? Is there a sweet spot for an ideal category length you like when grinding ones? From What Runtime Wondering?
Ooh, so the shorter categories are definitely the most mentally challenging, but that really depends on the person's mentality. For me, I can't stand shorter categories. I hate resetting often nowadays, but to some people that's fun, just kind of blitzing out 20-minute runs. For satisfying length, an hour for me. An hour is enough time where you can make mistakes and still continue a run, but it's not long enough that your brain will rot halfway through.
Yeah, I would agree with like shorter runs being more stressful because
sure.
it's so much easier to easier in quotes to like optimize a shorter run.
Yeah. So you have more room between like your sum best and your PB typically.
Exactly. Also, like when you do like a super long run, that's when you get those like minus 2.5 minute time saves or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Very satisfying.
Versus 8 milliseconds.
A downside to that I've learned is if you mess up a long run, like deep into the run, and you don't have that much time, you kind of just have to take it as that, like your only run of the day.
Yeah.
So
that's a problem for me whenever I run any like thing that's longer than like 3 hours and change, which is a lot of things.
Just
that
all
I've
you
tried.
do, pretty much.
Yeah, and it's just like if I want to do anything with my evening before I have to work the next day, then I have to start doing attempts by like 8 or 7 or 8. So like if a run dies like 2 hours in, then I don't really have time to do attempts anymore.
Yeah,
that's why I don't really run long categories.
That's smart.
The key to it.
I am looking for new speed games.
If you have a speed game
that's about an hour long
that you think Swoosh should run, it's about an hour long, you should give money to our Patreon.
True.
I would suggest maybe Kino. Hour long.
You could.
You might like it. Who knows?
Eyes emoji.
I mean, I feel like you probably would. It is a 3D
would.
platformer.
It does look good.
And
it does look very good.
It does look good, and the run looks glitchy enough that it looks fun to do.
And you can get a rot plush.
Nice.
I like that the rots are just like an orb with 2 giant eyes, and honestly, that is peak character design.
They look like Pixar characters.
This is like former Pixar
Is it?
animators, right? Or something like that? Or former. somewhere?
I couldn't tell you for former side of things, but they are an
They did have
animation-based
jobs in the
company.
past.
They did work
Makes
in the past,
Makes
yes.
sense.
I
I will see if I can find it.
Ember Lab.
Yeah, I know Ember Lab originally. This is their first video game. Funny enough, they were the people behind the Majora's Mask animation, like the super popular one back in the day. And they did a bunch of other stuff. This is their first attempt at a game, and I think they did a pretty good job. Honestly, this is a great game.
Having spent
Definitely
5
looks good.
years creating commercials and branded applications, they shifted to creating an original video game after 2016. And they worked with Sparks, which is a French Vietnamese animation studio, who've worked on a bunch of different movies.
They co-produced Roly Poly Oly.
Yeah, they've
did?
contributed. Oh, they contributed to League of Legends. I'm no longer as on board with.
Oh no! Can I switch game?
Yeah, well, not Ember Lab. Sparks did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, thank God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sparks also worked on The Lion King 1.5. So
1.5.
yes, they
What?
did make a sequel to The Lion King called The 1.5.
What?
Recently?
Is it?
Oh no,
is it,
sorry. It's actually the third. It's the third movie in the Lion King trilogy.
Well, no.
1.5.
So the thing with Lion King 1.5 is it's an HD remake that also includes all the stuff from Final Mix. And then,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It is the origin story of Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, it's like the Batman Begins of.
It was
Timon and
also
Pumbaa.
direct to video, so
Yes. Dear PB. Actually, no, I don't want to do one of the viewer questions yet. You all can wait.
I don't want to do this question.
I don't. No, I do, but I want to mix it up. You know, I want to
Go for
add
it.
some variety
Mix
into
it
our
up.
show.
I
know?
dare you.
Like, I feel like we've asked a lot of questions, and like people are going to get sick of that. Don't get sick of that. So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to ask a different.
whole
I'm going to
gimmick.
ask a question instead.
Do
Logic, what's your comfort run?
Oh wow. I'm gonna kind of be it's just the run I'm currently doing. In all honesty, normally my kind of mindset on things is once I drop something, that's it. It's out of my system, and then the game I'm doing currently is like all I do. So a comfort run.
Ooh.
If I'm having a
We
bad
have
day,
a good question for that.
yeah. If I have like a bad day of speedruns, then for that game or that category, then I just put the controller down and do something else on my day.
Would you
Makes
believe
sense.
that you are not the first person to say that the game you are running for us is your comfort run? Believe it or not.
Wow. When we give you the free choice of
any
game to
game you wanna
run,
do.
you pick the one you like. Wow.
Yeah, it's almost like I should find a new question. But do you recommend this run to people who might be interested in the rot or running it?
The rot.
I would recommend this game in general 100 times over for the speedrun. Great community, great
I think you
devs.
already have, to me.
Yeah.
True.
The something
what?
that I can really appreciate is the devs actually support the speedrun scene, and
Hell
have,
yeah.
like had talks with us about like keeping tricks in, maybe patching things that speedrunners find annoying, quality of life stuff. So, great game for that.
Be that kind of dev.
Yeah.
If you're a game dev.
Don't be the kind of dev that in our at the time of recording recently released bonus episode makes fun of. You should go check that out.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna plug the Patreon like every 4 seconds.
By the way, if you haven't been annoyed by us talking about the same thing every single time, we have a Patreon.
If they haven't been annoyed about us talking about the same thing every single time, why are they listening to our podcast?
Spite.
Anger. They're waiting for something new.
Pure hatred.
They love it. Whatever. Dear PB. Wait. I already asked that one. Dear PB, I just got accepted to do a run in my first speedrun marathon. Are there any faux pas or general things I should avoid doing or saying in my run? Like over-explaining simple tricks or being too ironic/sarcastic? From Premier Player.
So I wish you'd had said this 2 days ago at our live event at Mid-Spring Speed Fling that you should all watch now, because then I would make jokes about being sarcastic in a marathon.
Oh my god, that would I should have kept this for that. I didn't think about it.
We can ask it again.
You can edit it out, and then we'll like.
No, it's fine. I mean, don't
So if
be
you
a
yeah, don't be a
don't
dick.
don't be a dick. Like
You can.
we were kind of talking about earlier. Like don't make the marathon look bad. Obviously, like just common sense things. Don't threaten to quit your run halfway through.
Yeah.
I've seen that
Um,
before.
don't
Don't actually do it either.
don't embarrass the marathon. Essentially,
Yeah.
like that's
Um,
the worst thing you can do. For your ability to ever get into a marathon ever again is to
okay.
embarrass the marathon.
One of my biggest pet peeves with marathon commentary is missing something and being like, oh man, that lost 3 seconds. The people that are watching the marathon don't care. You don't
I
need
don't
to
mind
point
it.
out
I don't
every
mind
time
it.
you lose a second in the run.
I don't mind it if you're just like so. That's not what I was supposed to do, and that loses a couple seconds. That's okay. I feel like I don't mind it. I guess it
I mean,
depends
like,
like what the trick is. If it's like basic
yeah.
movement tech, then mention it once. If it's like here's the thing that you do once in the run, and if I had done it, it would have saved some time, but unfortunately I didn't do it.
I feel
Then I don't
like
mind.
it works for like major things. It's like, oh man, I missed this like giant trick that saves a minute. Sure,
Yeah.
you can point out. I feel like you can spin it so you can point out this trick saves a minute instead of, oh man, I lost a minute there.
I guess there's a vibe aspect to it too. Like if you're
Yeah.
doing like a short run, if your entire run is just you pointing out things you missed, then that is a downer run and it's not going
Yeah.
to be entertaining.
And that
If you are
frustrates
running
me.
like a long, so like the way like I run longer games, right? So if I miss something that's like 4 seconds of commentary in a 3-hour run,
Right.
it's a
that
lot
especially
small.
doesn't matter.
That doesn't really matter, especially because like the 3 seconds in that case is like, haha, okay. Like that
I
would
think
have
the
been
best
nice,
thing to
but
do
oh well.
is preface a trick with this saves this much time over doing it normally, and if you miss it, the audience already knows.
Yeah,
So you
that's
don't
a
need
good point,
you don't need to complain about your run during the run because it
Um,
makes you look like you are not having fun.
In terms of being ironic or sarcastic, my suggestion for that is you should either do it sparingly or you should go all in and commit
You
to the
should
bit.
make that
no,
your yeah.
no in between. Like unironically, two of my favorite run commentaries are Swoose's run of
Oh my
Barney
God.
Hide and Seek Adventure. Absolutely hilarious from last year's Midwest Speed Fest. You should 100% go watch that.
That's
Also, there was a
very good.
run of I think it's like called like Matilda Castilla or something like that. It's an indie game from like a GDQ in like 2015 or 2016, I think. And it was a race, and the two runners the entire time just like deadpan lied about all the tricks in their game and made stuff up. And it's like 1,000% my humor. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. So,
I am all
but
for it.
it only worked because they committed super hard to it.
Right.
So, like, if you are going to do that, make sure it's not like a 3-hour run because the joke will get old. And 2, you have to commit to the bit.
Yeah.
And you have to practice. You kind of need to practice for it too.
If you want to use it sparingly, always hype up tricks that are insignificant or
Yeah.
like really easy things. That's always fun.
Yeah, just watch our links to links bonus episode, and then you'll that for advice on how to parody speedrun commentary. See, I threw another
Wow.
plug in there. I'm so good at this.
Plugs.
I know. Efficient.
Logic, what are your thoughts?
You guys pretty much said all the things I would cover, to be honest. Yeah, if you're gonna like submit, another thing is, don't have the same banter that you would have with the community. Like, kind of understand that you're on a bigger stage with more people, so there are some like maybe jokes where you gotta like know your target audience, or else it just might not land too well.
Yeah, especially like inside jokes.
Yeah.
You can make an inside joke here and there for the benefit of your own community, but you just have to understand that like you need to do it
one's gonna get
sparingly,
it.
and that
Yeah.
like if that's your entire commentary, it will not be good commentary.
Yeah.
You don't want to isolate the audience at large, but you just want to like little homages to the scene that
Yeah.
people who know will enjoy. And
Yeah,
then
it's like
everything
when
else is for the people.
when you're watching like kids cartoons and they put like jokes in there for the adults.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing.
Little
with that,
Easter
where it's
eggs.
like you throw a little Easter egg in there for the people who know. But if that's the whole show, then you're not hitting your target audience at all.
Right.
Because you have to remember that like most people watching do not run your game, and depending on the event, there could be a lot of people watching who don't speedrun. So even speedrun specific references might not necessarily land, especially for something like GDQ that has such a mainstream audience.
Yeah, so that kind of goes into the over-explaining things. Like, sometimes it doesn't hurt to over-explain things, but, like, if you are explaining, like, a trick that lasts, like, 2 seconds and it takes you 2 minutes to explain it, then it's not worth it.
Literally every single time I commentate Pokemon, I explain the, like, all the mechanics of Pokemon, essentially, like, all of the math behind it in, like, an intro sort of level. Just because, like, I just don't assume that people know that, because why would you? Unless you're like a huge nerd like me.
Yeah, it especially things like movement tech, it's always useful to kind of not necessarily dumb it down, but explain it like someone who doesn't know the game at all could understand it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, it's some of your audience might be people that haven't speedrun before, but they've played video games before, so you don't need to be like, so we do a jump here, which makes you jump in the air. It's like, yeah, people get that, but...
So here I'm going to press the A button. What the A button does, it actually applies some vertical momentum to my character that moves me up in the air. And so what that lets me do is allows me to get over small ledges and obstacles. And so this is like a small movement trick that we're able to do.
If you're playing a game without jumping.
You can actually, as a little Easter egg, in one of the first levels, there's actually like a little tutorial that shows you how to do it. That's actually a reference to Celeste, which did that with wave dashing in the last... Yeah, don't do that.
No, that's a Cuphead reference.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. But yeah, and in many ways, it's good to over-explain, because, like, here's like for another example for our obligatory Hat in Time reference for today. Hat in Time has three tricks that all have very similar acronyms, and so it's good sometimes to be like, by the way, this is that like when we say DSJ, this is what we mean, as a quick reminder, because people aren't gonna remember what your community's stupid acronyms are.
Yeah, I love acronyms.
I love acronyms too.
But yeah,
I mean, really just have fun and be yourself with it.
Expect the run to not go perfectly.
Yeah. Pretend you're on a Dear PB episode where all the runs go extremely unperfectly. I actually don't know how all this run's going. It seems like it's been going pretty well.
It's pretty good. I think I'm like 20 seconds off record, which is kind of nice.
That's extremely good for a Dear PB.
You were doing great.
Yeah. This is good because I have like... the entire day I've been in our group chat being like, hey, can we start a little bit earlier? How long is the estimate? I have so much shit I need to get done today. So if this finishes in like sub 110, that is perfect for me not missing the reservations I have.
I'm gonna really start
That's why I did the show.
Yeah.
Logic, who have you learned the most from? In terms of speedrunning, not like your teachers.
I mean, maybe it is a teacher.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think with speedrunning, I didn't really have any motivations. In the early days, I think Zem was a big one, Zem 92. But after a couple months or a year, I kind of just dropped the idea of wanting to be someone and just preferred to be myself in speedrunning. Try and not like make my goals similar to what that person did, you know, just kind of do what I wanted.
I like that idea, just do what you want. Every time I'm like, I'm gonna run this game because I want to have another thing to submit to a marathon, or because like I want to get involved with this community, I quickly go, but what if I just didn't do that?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you backdoored your way into communities by being like, yeah, I'll run this.
Okay,
and
look.
Like, okay, I believe you. And then not doing it.
I've successfully tricked an entire community into making them think I will run a game. I will eventually, just not now.
Watch this space.
Me 3 years later. I will eventually, I promise.
Sometime soon.
Yeah, soon. Next month.
I don't trust that.
I don't trust that either.
What achievement are you most proud of in your speedrunning career?
Good question.
Oh, that was actually a question for Spooth, sorry. No, I'm kidding.
Successfully tricking PSR. Wait.
God damn it. You got me again!
How you so good at this? Damn. I think in terms of self happiness would probably be my Kingdom Hearts 2 final mix sweep of 5 difficulty categories for any percent. Was pretty proud of it. It was like a 2-year journey, my first speedrun game, and I kind of started with the hope of like being top 5, top 10, and then it kind of just I got a record for one category. Was like super stoked, and then it kind of just snowballed into getting it for everything else. I'm still really proud of it because to this day it's still there, but I hope to try new things to try and beat that kind of happiness, because having something that I did like 2 years ago still be my greatest achievement is something that motivates me to try and be better, you know, to try and beat that feeling.
You know, when I accidentally like hit the peaked in high school.
Yeah. Like peak was like right at the beginning, and then it's just like a mediocre from there. So although I'm very fond and proud of that achievement, I would like to try and top that.
Peaked in 6th form. I don't know what the equivalent of high school is in the UK.
It'd be college.
College, yeah.
Oh yeah. See, I don't like all the forms get me confused, and then I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. All right, I'm gonna stop talking about things I don't know. Instead, talk about Dear PB. Is running 2 different games at the same time a reasonable thing to do? Have you seen runners alternate days between several games to be able to PB in both? Does it affect muscle memory and concentration, or is it a good way to combat burnout from running the same game over and over again? From multi-talented masher.
I think running 2 games at the same time is a very bad idea, because you are splitting your attention and slowing yourself down for goals in those games. If you like mixing it up, then that's fine, but if you want to have growth in both games, do one at a time. You'll speed up the process for sure.
I think it to some degree depends on the games, because if it's like 2 games and like the same engine, I think we've talked about this in the past. If it's 2 games in the same engine, that I feel like it's not necessarily as bad, because your
knowledge kind of transfers over, right?
Like if I do like X, Y, and RS at the same time, then like those games are the same, except for like specifically where you go, right? So it's like all my menuing and movement tech stuff is extremely copyable from one game to another, and like it won't be as efficient, obviously, as just grinding out one game. But it's also like, if you are gonna burn, I mean, it also I think depends on the person too, right? Because if you're gonna burn out, then you're not gonna hit your goals because you burnt out.
Yeah.
But if your goal is to like, but if you're trying to be as efficient as possible, then yeah, you should probably stick to one game.
Yeah, I mean, I currently run 2 games at a pretty okay level, but if I'm going for a specific goal, I will full focus on one thing. Like if I want to like break a minute barrier or like PB by any significant amount, I'll full focus on that for like a week or however long it takes. But if I'm just hanging out and just playing the game to be okay at it, I don't really mind going back and forth between different things.
Hi, this is post-production May, the May that gets added in after the fact. Did you know we have a Patreon? If you're already a Patreon subscriber, this message isn't for you. Thank you, we love you, you can tune out for this part. But if you're not, for only $3 a month, you can get access to episodes early and get a bonus episode at least once per month. The bonus episodes are like different from the regular episodes. They're a lot more unhinged, which is kind of saying something. You get access to all the ones we've already done, even if you subscribe now, so that's cool. We don't want to have to run ads during this program, because ads suck, and supporting us via the Patreon helps us not have to do that. You can check it out at patreon.com/DearPBPod if you're interested and can afford to do so. You're already supporting us by listening to the show and telling others about it, so this is kind of like a bonus thing you could do if you really like it. Okay, cool, I'm done, bye. Yeah. Because, like, not everybody's goal is, like, is world record, too. Like, some people's goals are to entertain. Some people's goals are just to learn a variety of things for their own self interests, I guess. So like,
Yeah.
if those are your goals, then moving around makes a lot of sense. But you also have to. It also comes with the trade-off of like you won't hit the same peaks. And I know people who definitely do focus on like the content creation and entertainment aspect of all of it, and like they run into like mental blocks of like feeling that they're not able to get like those top times, which like understanding the reasons why, but also like it can get to you. But then on the flip side, I definitely know people who grind out the same game over and over again and then don't necessarily hit the like goals they have in terms of like viewership numbers or things like that.
Yeah, there are a lot of variables to think about.
Exactly. And I think it's just about prioritizing whatever is important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you have to get the hat? Because that's amazing.
Yes, there's a rot with that hat, so.
Oh
you gotta
my
pick
god.
that sweet little guy
Very
up.
good.
I love its little hat so much.
That's my favorite rot in the game as well, because he looks up so happy. The sweet child, I love him.
They're so. I'm so glad they're good. They are good, right?
Yeah, the rot?
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
they're amazing.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that the rot wasn't like
The
secretly
final
evil,
boss
'cause
is
they
like
are
a
called,
Voltron rot.
Oh,
They're very cute, and I would like them to be good and nice and pure.
well, hate to break it to you, but there is something fun in the end game regarding them.
No, no.
Yeah.
They're all
We
looking up. They're all looking up at you, so pure and happy. They would never do this.
And then we gotta kill him.
I don't want to play this game anymore.
I'm kind of changing all my. I was like, this game is so good and cute, and I'm
Never
like, oh
mind.
no, it's got like a. It betrays you.
Yeah, it gets mind controlled and they fight against you in the form of a big boy.
So it is a Voltron rot boss.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of. I don't want to get there, so I guess that's the end of our show. Thanks everyone for watching. Check us out. Okay, we actually just got 2 questions mid-run.
Whoa.
One of them is is definitely one that they want me to say during the live show, because they want to see me stumble over it, but I will nail it. So watch out for that. That's already happened, and I nailed it. If you were the main character in a game, do you think you could physically speedrun it?
No. I'd
No.
probably trip and fall in like 2 minutes and then call it a day.
I would do like
Maybe...
I would do one dive roll and be like, oh god,
Yeah, my shoulder.
I'm old.
Any game with movement tech, yes, but for a game like Superliminal, probably. Because the worst
Okay.
you do there is pull yourself up on a ledge, which I can
But
do
in
a couple
Superliminal, are you also like, do you have the knowledge, like the full speedrun knowledge, or are you like beholden to the plot? You know what I mean?
times. Even if you don't know the speedrun, the game is easy enough casually that I could learn it and speedrun it.
But like, but are you like unaware of like the dreamscape that you are currently existing in and are having to figure that out? Because I feel like
No, because
mental
the introduction to the game tells you that you're dreaming.
Oh, that's
So
true.
you're aware. Yeah.
Okay. What other games could be?
I mean, Pokemon
IRL.
doesn't seem bad.
There's a lot of biking.
Okay.
The
and-
A lot of
biking's like
running.
relatively.
Have
good
you
for
seen
though.
me?
There's a lot of run. Okay, but until you get the bike, there's a lot of running.
Okay, true.
And like,
Like
especially like
Yu-Gi-Oh.
at least in XY you get the roller skates early. That helps. But also in XY you have to roller skate over sand. I don't think I could do that.
Ooh, that sounds rough.
Yes, it literally
Biking
does.
over sand sucks too.
I know, it's terrible. Also, some of those gyms, like, you would die. just no more bones. They're all
I
destroyed.
mean, there's one in XY where you got a boulder everywhere without a harness. So that's if you
yeah,
fall,
that's what
you're
I'm saying.
done.
That's what I'm saying. And I would fall. I'm clumsy.
I could maybe.
I bet I
do it.
could speed run like a puzzle game, depending on the
Ooh.
puzzle game. Like
Are
Pokemon
you the
Puzzle
puzzle?
League. Am I the puzzle? That's a deep question.
That's a philosophical question for sure.
Yeah.
How long we got left?
Every human
Enough.
is a puzzle, and the purpose of life is to solve our own puzzle and determine who we
Whoa.
are and what we stand for.
That's deep.
There's a lot of RNG involved, and
Too
so
much.
the estimate is very high. Oh, actually, that got kind of dark. That's not what I meant. I was just trying to make a speedrun joke.
Ooh.
Okay.
What about like The Witness? The Witness
I
is a
hate
chill.
The Witness.
Okay, but like if you were in there, it wouldn't be that bad.
If you like The Witness, comment why.
It's okay.
Because it helps our metrics.
You'll be publicly
I
shamed
wanted-
for it, but it will help the numbers.
Yeah, I wanted to like the Witness. I just like that game made me really mad.
Yeah.
I went like okay, so like I did all these like because like you know like the game only teaches you stuff by like doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no like text in the game. So like one of the whole types of puzzles, I like found a solution to all of them, like the first 4, that like just happened to work. So it wasn't the actual way that you're supposed to do it. And so it made everything after that impossible. Because I had no idea what the game actually wanted me to do because
Not
I just,
learn the mechanic.
yeah, because my solution just happened to work for like the first 4. And I was, it made me so mad. That was my witness moment. My witness moment.
Witness moment.
They're gonna put
I know for a fact that I could not speedrun a Hat in Time in real life.
no, because you'd have to be able to do sweet backflips.
You have to lag the world on command. And also backflips.
Okay, but there's like that's just Xanax.
There's some drug out there probably that could help you do that.
Yeah,
This episode is sponsored by Xanax.
this
Lag
episode
your
is
world.
not sponsored by Xanax. They are
Alright,
not
well, I just-
paying us.
I just made a new tagline for them, so
Lag your world.
with
Oh,
Xanax.
that's a better episode title than sponsored by Xanax. Like that would be a good episode title, but I don't think it would go over well with whoever makes Xanax.
Mr. Xanax.
Yeah, Dr. Xanax, MD. That's also a good. Actually, that's a good episode title too. What would be the worst game? What's like the most athletic, insane game to speedrun? Mario has an athletic theme.
What about
Whoa.
running a Souls game?
True.
Ooh, yeah, I would die so fast. I already
Yeah.
do.
Okay, so Mario, athletic. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Ooh, Sonic would be a bad one. That's all
Sonic
right.
would be bad.
Unless you get Sonic's abilities, and then maybe it's not too bad. If you're in the world, like, do you have the abilities of the physical fitness of the characters? Because then, like,
I mean,
yeah,
I would assume so, because you are the main character, so
then, yeah,
you
then
would
I
be
could
Sonic.
probably do Pokemon, because it's just, like, I don't do anything other than bike.
Well, the
Well,
thing
yeah,
is,
but like,
you'd have the ability to do all the things that we can't do. So I think it takes away from the punch a bit if you take the role of like the character.
because you can't just be like, oh, well, in the game they can roll around everywhere, so that'd be fine. That defeats the purpose. I guess.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I guess
think
like
you're
with some exceptions, like you can't, if you're Sonic, you can't roll around at the speed of sound. You know.
Then what's the point? What are we fucking doing here?
There's a couple creative liberties, but I feel like you yourself
How am I supposed to
would
follow
have to
my
do the
rainbow?
things. I mean, you do have places to go
So bad.
right now.
I do have places to go. Yeah,
I
Sonic
mean-
could be a bad one if you didn't have Sonic speed.
I mean, there's Ring Fit, which you literally are the main character,
That
and you're fine.
okay. That is actually the closest one I would say is Ring Fit.
Or Wii Fit.
Yeah, like both of those. And no, I could not do that.
You know what? Actually, Wii Sports Resort. Just get me in there. It's like a holiday.
That would be good.
Yeah.
True.
That would be a good game.
That'd be a fun. Yeah, it would be the most fun game if you had to speedrun it in real
Wii
life.
Sports Resort.
Yeah.
Well, but would you be able to really enjoy it in the same way?
What's like
You have
the
to-
worst sport in Wii Sports Resort?
I don't know.
like
Cycling?
airplane flying, maybe.
No, that'd be the
Cycling is
best one.
fine.
That one sounds fun as heck.
I guess so.
Yeah, dogfighting.
Okay, I bet I could. I bet I could do like a racing game. That's probably like the closest to what I could actually do in real life. I would not get a good
GTA.
time. I would not get a good not GTA. I would not get a good time, but I think I'd be able to complete a run.
Okay, so the only thing I'm concerned about for Wii Sports Resort is in the swordplay section. If you fall, you drop like 50 feet into water.
I would die.
No, I feel like that happens a lot though. I've seen theme parks where
Okay,
like,
that's true.
there's some big
I
drops.
guess
50 feet's really far though.
if you're just dropping free fall into the ocean, that's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
But it's not the worst. You can easily survive it. So,
Yeah. If you land a bit funny, then you're probably gonna hurt yourself for sure. But
yeah. And then you have stuff like frisbee, where you throw a frisbee at a dog. Like that's great.
yeah.
I would be bad at that too. I'm afraid of dogs. Wii
Well-
Sports Resort, you're not selling me on it. Wii Music though.
Does that have a speed run? I'm like
don't-
90% sure it does.
It has to. Wait, Pokemon Channel.
Well, God.
I can watch TV.
You can. Wii Music does have speedruns. 100% is 5 hours, 18 minutes.
Oh, that's long.
That's a lot.
September all genres. That's an extremely good category.
Play the song September by Earth, Wind, and Fire in all 11 genres. It's an hour and a half.
That's an extremely good category. Shout out to the Wii Music community, unless they're bad. I don't know. I don't know anything about them, but I like that category.
That is good.
I like that that's a main board category. It should be.
It should be.
I don't have any questions left, so let's just stay on this topic, I
Yeah,
guess.
no, this is a good
I'm
topic.
enjoying this one.
You can also go back to previous topics.
No.
Okay.
I don't like living in the past. I like taking steps ahead.
Whoa.
Sorry.
You gotta
but
follow
I'm
your
not sorry.
rainbow.
I can't. We've established this. I'm not allowed to. I don't have Sonic speed.
If you
well-
Sonic slow.
you could follow your rainbow, it just wouldn't be as fast maybe.
Yeah. Rolling around at like 5 miles an
Okay.
hour, maybe.
If you have a place to go, can you still follow your rainbow?
Well,
Or are they mutually exclusive?
No. Following your rainbow is the place to go.
yeah.
No, but you have nowhere to go, so you have to follow your rainbow. So if you have a place to go, then you wouldn't be able to follow your rainbow because
Isn't
you'd have
the
to go
lyric-
there instead.
Well,
Wait.
It kind of defeats
Isn't
the
the-
purpose then, because the rainbow is the place to go.
Yeah, the lyric has got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow.
Oh, is it got places to go?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well then, if you don't have places to go, can you not follow your rainbow? That's what I meant.
Right, because the rainbow is intrinsically a place to go.
Okay. I'm glad that we figured out the I don't know, epistemology of
Doing great.
City Escape.
What are the real meaning behind City Escape?
What other? I'm trying to think. What other games? Other
I'm
games
looking
that
at
I've run.
speedrun.com. Minecraft.
Yeah. What? Minecraft. No, Minecraft would be rough.
Minecraft would be pretty bad.
I don't think I can carry a solid foot of stone or a solid meter of stone. Like I would
In your pocket.
in my pocket. Yeah. I could do
Portal?
I bet I could do Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing would be
I
good.
could talk to people and do chores.
Animal Crossing is social anxiety simulator.
Actually, yeah, I have a lot of social anxiety. I
Don't know
know
about that.
I don't know about this anymore.
Hey, meet your new neighbors. I'd rather not.
Never mind. You've unsold me on this.
Portal would be good if you're good at it.
You'd break
If you're
your
not, you
legs,
die.
though.
But
No, but you have
no,
like
but
the
no,
anti-leg breaking
you would,
boots.
yeah, you would definitely get the long fall boots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I'm also gonna scroll down the list.
I'm looking.
This is the rest of our show.
Yeah.
If you were thinking that we would do anything else with the rest of this, you are mistaken. Getting over it. No.
No. That's
It's
probably
actually
one
impossible.
of the most
That's
physically
one of
active.
the worst ones.
Minesweeper. If you're
No,
good at
I don't
it.
wanna do
Only
that.
if you're good at it.
Yeah, but you if you make one mistake,
You blow up.
then you're done.
Yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's.
You die.
I don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of you die in.
Peggle. I could be in Horse Plinko.
Peggle would not be bad.
I mean, it probably would, but
What's the worst you do? You throw
I bet I
pachinko balls down a pachinko machine.
I bet I could do Pokemon Legends Arceus. I can take notes.
Oh yeah, yeah. You also get murdered by Pokemon, but.
Oh, that's
Okay.
true. I would get electrocuted pretty fast. I didn't consider that. Luigi's Mansion.
That implies you're doing probably out of bounds, where you have to go through the walls. That's kind of hard.
No, NMG.
Okay. That's still scary though. Are you afraid of ghosts?
Peppa Pig Simulator.
Ooh, that's good.
What is that? I don't even know what this is.
I don't
Kirby.
want to know.
You can just float over everyone.
Ooh. If I had to
Microsoft
be
Solitaire. I figured it
Kirby,
out.
Solitaire's good. You can like do that in real life.
Exactly. I've played Solitaire. I was speedrunning before I even knew it.
Whoa.
Do I have any other questions? I'm gonna check the email.
So you mentioned earlier that Kingdom Hearts was your first game. Why did you pick that as your first game?
It was my favorite game growing up, and it was actually my comfort game through a lot of my childhood.
Understandable.
So I wanted to kind of play it but different, and I saw the main thing that got me into it was I saw a AGDQ 2016 run of someone doing critical 90%, and seeing that kind of made me realize that there's more to like games than casually playing them. And that kind of unlocked a new a way of enjoying games for me. So if I really like a game, then I know I want to speedrun it so I can enjoy it, like trying to squeeze every ounce of enjoyment I can out of it.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, that is totally reasonable.
I personally find that it's less squeezing every ounce out of enjoyment out of it. It at a certain point turns into squeezing every ounce of not enjoyment out of it too.
Yeah, it's like you have to balance out, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it's worth in the end. Just
No, I
depends how like healthy you are with it.
Yeah. I don't think you'll get any counter arguments here. This is actually secretly a podcast about how much we hate speedrunning and think it
Oh,
stinks.
amen.
Yeah. We've actually hidden an ARG in all of our videos. You need to go
Yeah.
watch them like 15 times each now. To fully understand the true meaning of what we say when we say Hat in Time. It's actually not a video game, it's actually an ARG. Got him.
What would the ARG even be for?
It leads to our live show that was 2 days ago.
If you haven't watched our live show, you should go check that out. We'll hopefully be able to edit a link in the description to that if the VOD's up. No promises if it isn't. But
We
if you
sure
are,
can edit in a link
Wait, no,
after
there'll be a Twitch
it's out
VOD.
too.
There'll be a Twitch VOD. So in theory, there should be a link to that here, unless you're one of our most beloved patrons that are listening to this on
That's a
Friday, in which case there will not be a link in the description because it hasn't happened yet, and you should be able to watch on Saturday. Also, there isn't an also. I don't know why I said also. That's kind of our one announcement.
That's been our announcement for 2 weeks.
Logic, complain about a speedrun that you've done.
God. Complain.
Complain. We've been asking such positive, nice questions.
Yeah.
Now we have to enter what we like to call the toxic gamer zone.
Oh.
Do we like to call it that?
I've never called it that before, but
Okay.
Is that officially branded?
Yeah.
I think one thing, a recent thing, I've been speedrunning Elden Ring recently, I guess something I can quickly touch on, is with Elden Ring, people seem to find a lot of like enjoyment when runners die in that game.
ooh,
I don't think I've ever experienced it in any game, but apparently it's common in Souls games for Soul
Yeah,
speedrunners.
that checks out.
Yeah, when they lose a run, instead of chat being like, that sucks, that's rough, they just kind of kick W you and laugh at you for that.
Damn. Imagine not being perfect at a very hard game.
Yeah,
How unfortunate.
super. Shout outs to the Souls community for constantly like living up to the stereotype of themselves. Not necessarily the speedrun community, but the like general. You all know what I mean.
Yeah. All right.
if you
I
don't-
figured out
and if you
the
don't
best
know
game
what I
to
mean-
be the main character in the speedrun.
Wait, I have to quickly do a thing. If you
Do
don't
it.
know what I mean, explain how you don't know what I mean in the comments and give us more engagement.
More interactions.
No matter what, I win. Haha.
Aha.
Okay,
Demonetized.
continue. Okay, that's not a win.
GeoGuessr.
Oh,
You just place somewhere and you can
You travel the world.
true. But you could end up in the middle of nowhere.
Do you just
could,
become a Street View
but-
car then?
Yes.
Is
You
this
become the
is
Google
this
car.
the Cars universe that we've all been waiting for?
Oh my god.
where you-
GeoGuessr is Cars confirmed.
we need a Street View car Disney princess.
Yeah.
That would actually
Anyways.
be really funny if there was a Street View car in Cars, and they were just like a total tech bro.
Maybe that was in Cars 2 or 3, but nobody ever seen them. So
I don't think it was in 2. Because 2's
Maybe
all
it
about
was in 3.
spies.
Yeah, Cars 2 is a weird movie.
But
Cars 2 is a
also,
bizarre movie.
It's also they travel the world, so there might be a Google car just in the background taking pictures of the said world.
Cars 2 is a spy movie, but also the villain's goal is like to stop car eugenics, and they're the villain. It's a mess of a film.
Can we watch it this weekend?
That'll be our next bonus episode. Is we just watch Cars 2
Live react to Cars 2.
and Mystery Science Theater. We are everyone's favorite automotive engineering podcast, so it wouldn't be that
True.
much out of character.
I took 2 days of automotive in high school, so
Logic, another speedrunning question: is a horse a car?
How philosophical do we want to get with it?
You can be as purist
there's
or
a
as
worse follow-up
chaotic as
question
you
coming.
want.
So, a horse isn't a car because it's alive.
But is
Okay.
a car a horse?
But the cars in Cars are alive.
True.
So
Or
in
are
the
they?
Cars
But-
universe, is a horse a car? Sorry, I should preface that.
Oh, okay.
Are there horses in the Cars
well,
universe?
Yeah, I mean, there would
Because-
be because everything's a car
Well-
in the car universe.
But they would be cars, not horses. Because there's the whole scene in the first Cars where they go cow tipping, but they're distractors.
Okay, but if there weren't horses in the Cars universe, then there wouldn't be no such thing as horsepower. Thus, horses have to have existed at some point.
Oh. Well, yeah, there's the whole Pixar theory that implies that Cars is like a post-apocalyptic universe.
I like that theory also, but like that also doesn't work unless like in the
theory implies a lot of
post-apocalyptic
things.
universe they were like, all right, so we need to rebuild Route 66 the same way they did it before, still destroying communities in the process. Because as a bit,
Yes.
okay.
It's
the follow-up
Pixar,
question?
of course.
The follow-up question is on a scale from 1 to 10, how many horses are in this game, with 1 being 1 horse and 10 being 10 horses?
0, sadly. I was
0
also
horses.
Okay, so we had this last week, and then we eventually extrapolated that there's infinite horses. So, is there anything that you can ride in this game?
no.
Is there anything that gets ridden in this game by any other characters?
No.
Crap. No
All right,
mounts in this game at
I
all.
think
Yeah.
I think that's a 0
This is our first 0 horse game, I think.
because last game we made the abstraction that Kirby himself is a horse.
Because
so-
like, let me look at all of the all of our previous episodes and see if this is our first 0 horse game. If you can't tell, there's a reason why this podcast usually ends in an hour. It's because we run out of ideas.
0 horse game.
Okay, Mario 64.
Yoshi.
Do you ride? It's Yoshi's a horse.
Yoshi is a horse.
Octopath Traveler has horses. I've seen them.
Okay.
Super
Oh wait,
Mario.
you don't ride Yoshi in SM64. My bad.
Yeah, but Yoshi still exists.
Yoshi
so
exists.
It's
Yeah,
all
true.
right.
Also, something rides something in that game, I'm sure. Are there mounted enemies in Mario 64?
You can technically jump on the penguin in Snowman's Land and ride it.
Lakitu's in the game. Lakitu's in the game.
Lakitu's also there, yeah.
You ride the green shell. I guess that counts.
The green shell
Yeah,
is a horse.
yeah. The green shell is a horse. Mario,
good.
Bowser, it's New Super Mario Bros. For the 3DS. Bowser rides his little clown car. That's a horse. A Hat in Time, Scooter. That's a horse.
Scooter is a horse.
Pokemon Diamond Pearl, bike, obviously.
Bike. Also horse Pokemon.
Final Fantasy 14, that one's like a no-brainer. You literally have them out.
You do have horses.
Monkey Ball, the ball is a horse.
Whoa, but do you ride the ball? You're in it.
Yes.
Well, you're in a car and you ride a car.
True.
Exactly.
But you're on a horse and then you ride a horse.
Celeste. Does Celeste not have horses in it?
No. Why would it?
Do you ride like
Celeste is set in Canada, and Canada has horses.
That is true. But is there a horse featured in the game?
There is a car.
You can ride.
There is the intro car.
There's the car in the beginning. You're right. And then finally, Elder Lilies. Does Elder Lilies have a horse in it?
It's Ender Lilies.
Ender Lilies. That's what I said.
Uh-huh.
That is the one we did talk about cars, so I feel like it is the most horse adjacent in terms of the Dear PB cinematic Dear PB cinematic universe.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there was a horse in it. There are birds in it, which are the horses of the sky, as they are majestic and free, and you cannot tame them.
Did you know that the Pixar theory implies that the doors in Monsters, Inc. are time travel?
What? Oh, because they all... Wait, wouldn't it be easier just to explain that as a parallel universe?
Yeah, apparently. So Monsters, Inc. is set between 4,500 and 5,000.
How does that take place in the...
I don't know.
How is that an easier solution than...
And... There's the sentence, machines help solve that, which is the source of energy, by letting monsters use doors to time travel to the human generation. I don't know about that one. That's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
The rest of the ones make a bit more sense.
I was totally on board with the Pixar theory until this broke it for me.
The rest of them make sense.
Isn't the entire thing just based on the fact that they all have like a reference to the next movie and it's often reference Pizza Express?
It's all, yeah, it's because they're all in the same universe.
Something else is like the same universe. There's some TV show that like two things that are in the same universe that's very weird for it.
Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64 are in the same universe.
Really? Banjo-Kazooie's a Mario?
No. DK64 is not Mario.
What? It's Donkey Kong.
Yeah, but it's on Kong Island and stuff. That's different.
Yeah, but that's still in the Mario universe.
Is it? Or is it
what
the
is
Donkey Kong
what
universe?
is what is Kina's Yoshi number?
Was Kina's Yoshi number?
Yeah. So like
has Kina been in any other games?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think you can make it out of that. No, it's the Ryu number.
Yeah, Ryu number is the real one. That is true.
Ryu number. Yeah, I don't think you can make one out of this.
The closest thing you could do is if there was like a Kina reference in the Majora's Mask video, and then you could definitely get a Ryu number out of that.
You can extrapolate hard enough to get Zelda.
Because then the Ryu number would just be 2. Because of Smash.
Yeah.
Smash is honestly like a game changer for Ryu numbers.
Smash is unfair.
This is the final boss, yes?
Yeah.
And I think we'll start wrapping up our show.
We did great today.
Which I think we've been wrapping up for about 30 minutes now. Because I had 4 questions planned, which you would think I would have learned is not enough. But I will never learn, and I will never change, and that is a promise.
We've still
Thank
got
you for
like
watching.
3 minutes left.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay.
This is the final boss section, not like the end.
Did you know
Are you
that...
surely a boss you wouldn't beat a boss and then the boss would have another phase or something like that?
Whoa. No way.
Video games would never do that.
Never.
No. Did you know that LeBron James has a Ryu number of 2?
Because he was in
Space Jam, innit?
Space Jam. No.
So they connect LeBron James and Mario. I don't know where.
What game was LeBron James in with Mario? I'm going to the Giant Bomb Wiki right now. Wiki. LeBron
NBA
James.
Street V3 features...
Character linked to 33 games.
NBA Street V3 features Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach, as well as a bunch of NBA players.
I want you all to know that the Giant Bomb Wiki has, like, the full LeBron James, like, career stats in it. Like, somebody put in effort for this one.
So, there's that. I think Hat Kid is like 4 due to Shovel Knight.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like Indie Pogo or something.
According to the Giant Bomb
Shovel
Wiki,
Knight is
Hat Kids
carrying
only
the
appeared
ring
in
number.
Hat in Time, though.
What?
They're not updated. Did you know similar to Hat in Time is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker?
No. I didn't.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that, wait, what concepts is Hat Kid under? Dude, I love the Giant Bomb Wiki, it's so fun. None! Non-conceptual.
Oh.
How about Mustache Girl? Also none.
Wow.
Wild. But Hat in Time is linked to the concept baldness.
Wow.
One of the Mafia,
Mafia,
guys?
yeah.
And it is also linked to the concept Platinum Trophy on the PlayStation 3.
PlayStation 3 or 4
Thanks,
or 5.
the Giant Bomb Wiki.
Doing great.
Was that time?
No. Time was
Okay.
coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, time's in like 10, 15 seconds.
We have digressed very far from the concept of baldness.
I warned you all that this is an episode where I said like 8 minutes in that I was off my meds because of the pharmacy, and I warned you all. So if you were like, wow, they cannot stay on topic. Yeah, I'm sorry.
True.
Blame the American medical system.
And that's
That's
how we
just
end it.
That's good advice in general. Logic, where can people find you?
I stream on Twitch.
Wait, was that time?
Yeah, that's time. It was
Crap.
1:11:10, I believe.
Nice.
Nice.
But yeah, InsertLogic T on Twitch, at InsertLogic B2 on Twitter. I don't use it that much though. But yeah, I'm just on my Twitch, to be honest. Vibing. I don't do Kina that much anymore, but it's still a game close to my heart.
Yeah, so if you're not following Logic, you should go follow Logic and be one of the people who doesn't bully him. So,
Oh, that'd be
his
new.
red dies. Yeah. Be like a counter force to bullying. Stand up to bullying.
Yeah.
You can find us at twitter.com/DearPBPod, DearPBPod. You can also find a link to the description as well as to Logic's channel, as well as to our submission form so you can ask questions. Our next episode is going to feature Lizstar, and I do not remember what she's running, but it's a game.
Rystar.
What?
It's Restar or Rystar or whatever.
Rystar. I don't know what Rystar is. That's the thing. I'm excited to learn.
You're a star.
I am a star. Thank you.
Yep.
I've been saying that. But yeah, that's our next week episode. But before then, again, at the time of recording, there's already been a live show that you should go watch. I bet it was really good. In fact, it was really good.
Not at time of recording. At time of recording, there has not been a live show.
At time of recording, we will be about to do a live show, and at time of air, the live show will have been done.
I leave for the airport in 12 hours.
I pick up Swoosh from the airport in like 14 hours, something like
Wow.
that. Crazy.
Okay, bye.
Wait, I'm not done.
Okay, hi.
I'm not done talking yet. There was like one more thing that I wanted to say, and it was a new bonus episode is coming out at time of recording tomorrow, at time of air, but in the past. There's a
Hopefully.
new that you should go check that out too. It's a banger. It's part of our, again, another part of the Dear PB cinematic universe. It all ties into the deep lore that we've built, mostly in the bonus episodes. So you should check that out. You can check that out at patreon.com/DearPB. And follow our YouTube. There's a link in the description. Okay, I think now I'm done.
Okay, bye.
Bye.